Let's talk about wives talking girl talk to their husbands, right?
Yes, it's a big thing.
Because you said you and your girlfriends got into this discussion.
Yeah, I had lunch with a friend last week. We talked about this, and it's a total, everybody can relate if they have a boyfriend or they have a husband or a partner or whatever it is. My mother, who had the greatest sayings in the world, because my mother lived a great life and a long life, and she lived a couple of lives, she would say to me, I would call her and I'd say, really made me mad. I said to Skip, whatever about a friend of mine. Do you believe that she said that to me or whatever? And you would immediately say, oh, so now you don't want to know her anymore? And I would say, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, do you believe she said that? And you'd be like, oh, I don't know what to say. I'd say, I'm not asking you to give me something back. And my mother, I would call my mother and my mother would automatically say, you cannot talk to your boyfriend, husband, partner like he is your girlfriend.
Thank you.
That's the bottom line. And I forget that sometimes. I did it the other day with you.
Although I argued back when you brought this up.
Yeah.
And I said, give me some credit because I think I do girl talk better than most guys do.
You think. That's in your head, you think.
But I do. I'm more
maybe
open
to other
and
girls,
willing.
not to me, because when I bring something up to you, it's like you immediately go to the extreme. Oh, then you should never, then don't see that person. Don't talk that. I'm just, you need to, it's as my sister would say, you're just talking. You're just talking.
Okay.
You say things to me sometimes about, oh, you believe my friend said this, whatever. And I feed into it with you because I'm a better girlfriend to talk to than you're a better girlfriend. Because when I had lunch with my friend Lonnie last week, she said to me, I think it's because guys are raised differently, and especially where they come from helps, right? You come from Oklahoma City. I come from New York City. But guys are not raised in the sense, again, it's not a blanket statement, all guys, but women can adapt to different situations and they take it further. Guys usually are very cut and dry, black and white. There's not a lot of gray in between.
Okay, so you live in the gray?
I live in expanding. Like if something, I want to talk about something, I take it different areas. You're very, oh, you don't like her? Then don't talk to her anymore. I didn't say I'm not going to talk to her anymore.
Okay.
I'm just going to say
you got miffed the other day about something. We have a woman who comes to clean.
We have a cleaning woman.
Yeah,
everybody, most likely. I had a cleaning woman when I had a studio apartment in New York City.
And you couldn't understand why she moved something here.
No,
and I'm
the picture in the hall, the Die Hard picture I bought you years ago, it had fallen or something. And then there's nails or a hook that you have to put it on, and she didn't pull the hook out. So I found it behind the bar. Mm-hmm. And I said to you, and I then took it and I hung it back. When the bar was here, and we don't drink. Right. But anyway, I put it back on the wall, and I said to you, do you believe she didn't hang it back up? I mean, why not just hang it back up? And you said, oh, I thought you liked her. Are you down on her? No, I'm not down on her. I'm just saying, if I said that to my girlfriend, Francesca, or my sister, Joyce, we would all get into it. I know. Do you believe that? Now you're down on her.
Well,
that's the difference between men and women.
Okay, but I like conversations, and I'm open to conversations that matter. If you're telling me something that matters, but sometimes you just babble about things that don't really matter, and I'm like,
But where is the rule book of what matters in life and what doesn't? What is important enough to talk about?
Because you're smart, and you know
you also have this thing. I'll never forget when you're. This is so crazy. I don't even want to talk about it, but I will. Like to you, age. Like only if you're turning 20, 30, 40, 50, is that like a big milestone? Like all the years in between, like when I said to you were going to buy your friend a gift or something, or your friend who worked with you, and you said, oh, he's turning 42. I said, oh, that's great. What are you going to get him? You said, well, it's not like a milestone. Well, there's years between 20 and 30 and 30 and 40. Okay. So because it's not a milestone, that person doesn't deserve a gift because it's meaningless. Like that's the same kind of thing you're saying. It's the conversations are meaningless. I have to look at the book. Is that in the, maybe no, the picture's falling and not saying anything. That's not in there. So is that how you do?
Okay. So the other night after the divisional round games on Sunday, you come in my man cave and I'm starting to prep for the show that I was going to tape early Monday morning.
Yeah.
I just finished taping a video off the Ravens-Bills game.
You were in a lull.
No, I was in a lull, but I was I was locked in because my head was still completely in football, and you started telling me a story that doesn't matter, but it was fine. And I,
But it mattered to me.
I know, but I told you if you'll just wait until tomorrow afternoon, I'll have plenty of time. Okay,
You can't tell
but
someone
you got to
to
pick
wait.
your spots.
But you can't tell somebody to wait
My
when
head
they're in
was
the
completely in the football, and what am I going to do for my longer form show that we were going to tape the next morning?
No, but when somebody is jacked up to tell you something, you can't say, hey, hold that thought till tomorrow, okay? I never do that to you. I always listen to whatever, like you come in and you're like going off on something like
That's true.
something that's not meaningful to me, but I always make the time.
Okay, I still think I'm very open to girl talk if you pick the time and the place. Well, you got to.
The girl talk can only be between 2 and 4:07.
that's when I'm-
Otherwise, we cannot have girl talk today.
when my mind is not otherwise occupied by football.
But it's
or
called
basketball.
life.
Okay.
Things happen
All right,
throughout the
whatever.
whole
Okay.
day.
All right.
It's not certain moments.
Okay, I'll give you the slight edge on that
Oh,
one.
thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
So why does Hazel hang out
Hazel
with
has
me?
girl talk all the
Okay,
time.
no, she hangs out with me all day because she gets tired of the girl talk, and
No,
she's a girl.
'cause
And she
she's-
says, I don't want to hear that
Because she's
babble anymore.
she's sequestered in the room
But
to watch
I don't keep
football
her
and basketball.
prisoner.
Oh, she is prisoner.
She chooses.
No, she is prisoner.
She stays with me all day. On Sunday, she was with me all day long.
She can't choose. She can't open the
I don't-
door. The doorknob is way up. She can't reach. She knocks into the door.
What do you always say when I take her into you, out of my man cave, and take
Yeah.
her to you, and you say, don't leave her here. She'll just scratch on the door and want to
Well,
come
that's
back to
true
you.
because you've
Thank
trained
you.
her.
I got it.
You've trained her.
All right.
Immediately, you walk out the door and she's whimpering. She wants to go because it's like,
She loves me.
it's like when people are put in a cult.
She says, I
When
have
people
to
are
spend time
listen,
listening to
when
all
people
that
are
girl
put in a
talk.
cult, when they've taken into
Yeah.
a cult,
Right.
and sometimes they can break free, but they only know the cult, so they kind of stay in
So
the
she's
cult. It's
cultified?
kind of like she's in a cult.
Yeah,
She's in a sport cult.
Hey.
Right, Hazel? She's in a sport cult. But she only knows me for food. It's 5:00. I got to break out of the sport cult.